October 2019 continues to be one of the busiest months for game releases of the year. Welcome to Get Indie Gaming, where today we're taking a follow-up part 2 edition of 10 more indie games out in October 2019 you should go take a look at. Coming in at number 10 with an early access release on October 22nd with other platforms to follow next year, Spin Rhythm XD is billed as an interdimensional electronic rhythm game where you spin, tap, flick and flow through various EDM tunes. It reminds me of, say, Thumper and Tap Tap Revenge, and is said to offer an experience with analog-inspired controls and fully hand-sequenced levels. These controls are multi-device with offer support for mouse and keyboard, the Steam controller as well as motion controls and DJ turntables with its MIDI functionality. With the MIDI and DJ turntable functionality, I can see this being a popular hit with players and their audience alike, and it's definitely one for the streamers. Up now at number 9, Deliver Us the Moon is set in the near future, where the Earth has been stripped bare of all natural resources. Humans have banded together to form the World Space Authority and have developed the ways and means to mine the Moon for helium-3 to be used back home on Earth as a source of power. However, one fateful night, all the communications with the Moon ceased, as did the supply of the energy. With humanity once more in dire need of help, it falls on you to be the saviour of the day. While the game is out by the time this video goes up, I've yet to play it, although I am drawn to how the developers have gone about the presentation and the overall premise. The graphics with the ray tracing is also something unlike I've really seen before outside of a tech demo, and boy is it so beautiful to see. Deliver Us the Moon is out now for the PC via Steam, and will also come to the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One at some point next year. Coming in at number 8, Warsaw, which I'll call a tribute to Darkest Dungeon, is a tactical RPG set in the last battle in the city during the Second World War. While I've already mentioned it, you cannot, or I certainly cannot, talk about Warsaw and how it plays, how it looks, and pretty much everything about it, including the difficulty level with its use of permadeath, without touching upon how similar it is to Darkest Dungeon. If you're no fan of that game, then you're not going to get anything at all from Warsaw. You play as a group of fighters in the Resistance, and you've been tasked to hold various areas of the city from enemy aggression. All in Warsaw is really a merging of a roguelike and dungeon crawler. As you make your way across the map, which is built in accordance with the city of the time, you'll need to find and manage your resources while looking to engage or mostly avoid enemy patrols. You'll also set about undertaking various missions, many of which are true to events of the time. At times it's tense and exciting, it's also really gritty, and while there's no real narrative going on within the story, you see snippets of historical events with the musical score that fits with this art style and the time period. Darkest Dungeon fans will love this. It's out now via Steam with a port coming soon to the Switch. At number 7, and something completely different, coming to the Switch on October 18th, we have Megaquarium, which is a theme park management type of game without the theme park. Instead, you're given the job of setting up and looking after your own mega aquarium. I've always enjoyed these type of strategic games, and this one looks so darn cute, I can't wait to play it. Here you have a 10-level learn the game type of campaign, and yet the main draw will be the sandbox mode. In this, you can expect to try and look after up to 97 different types of fish and other similar livestock, with each of them having their own needs, wants and requirements. As well as the fish, there's over 100 different objects and things you might find within such an attraction, including different tanks, filters, food boxes, etc, etc. And then of course you have the business side of things to take care of. You'll need staff to manage the gates and concession stands, the gift shop and catering, and you'll also need people to, well, actually look after the fish. With a fully featured theme creation and decoration system to go with it, Megaquarium looks great and altogether should offer many hours of harmless family fun. At number 6, Reky is out now this past October 10th on iOS and comes from the developer Beyond Those Hills, Some of you will know they brought us the Minims. As you can no doubt tell from the trailer, Reky is a smart and yet minimal puzzle game with a crisp and distinctive colour scheme. The backgrounds are a single block of colour, while the level platforms being a mix of blacks, whites and grey with different coloured blocks. Using a single finger control mechanic, you'll move what seems to be a black rubber ball around the level from beginning to exit. All this is done via the manipulation of various blocks within the maps. While this is out on mobile, there are no adverts, waiting clocks, base mechanics or pay-to-win systems, which is wonderfully refreshing. At less than $4, you could do far worse than pick this one up to while away a few moments here and there, or more likely tuck into it and then suddenly realise it's 2 hours later with you wondering where all the time went. Next up at number 5 we have Pilgrims, a game from the studio who produce Machinarium and Chuchal. Pilgrims plays out as a point-and-click adventure with tabletop card-playing elements within little story vignettes. In each scene you need to solve a particular challenge with logic and experimentation. Yes, it's short with a playtime of between 60 and 90 mins, although for puzzle fans it's fun, clever and thoroughly recommended. Pilgrims is out now on Steam and Apple Arcade. At number 4 we have NeoCab, and something I'll call a visual novel with a number of tweaks and twists alongside cyberpunk visuals which keep things interesting throughout. While the initial narrative has you searching for your lost friend, this aspect of the overall story plays second fiddle in my mind to those of the people you meet while driving your cab around a fictional city surrounded by desert. I've been featuring more and more narrative-based games of late. NeoCab is up there with one of the best of its kind all year, with themes that focus on technology and how we're allowing and even cultivating the obsession, almost predilection with tech companies and their mission statements, and the high regard we tend to hold the folks in charge of their boardrooms. Given the nature of the story, as you could expect, it examines the role of the gig economy and how job markets are in some cases becoming highly streamlined to the point of specialization where a negative review can end your career. The only failed state I can see in NeoCab is indeed if you manage to get yourself fired, something which I managed to do on more than a few occasions. While my Switch version has had a few graphic issues here and there, they're not deal breakers. I'm fairly sure those who enjoy narrative trips into topics that at times are not your average gamer material, and if that's you, NeoCab is worth getting hold of. NeoCab is out now on Apple Arcade, Steam and the Nintendo Switch. At number 3, Kine comes from Gwen Frey, who formerly worked at BioShock Infinite as a senior technical animator, while also being the creator of Flame in the Flood. This is a solo project where you begin your journey as a group of instruments who come, or should I say band together on a journey to become musicians. To get this done, you'll need to go about a hand-drawn city while solving a number of increasingly difficult puzzles before getting a chance to stride across the main stage to solve even harder puzzles to get their break within the industry. With its quirky art direction and some fab-sounding tunes to accompany it, players will also be given the opportunity to take part in side quests and to discover and watch how relationships within the group build and change over time. Will there be splits and arguments due to artistic differences? With Kine coming out on Epic, all of the usual consoles, and being a launch title for Google Stadia on October 17th, we don't have too long to wait and see. At number 2, we have a much requested game, with me having missed it out of the first of this month's indie game release showcases. Pion is out now via Steam for home computers, with a port expected onto the Switch quite soon. It came about following a successful Kickstarter campaign and sees you play within an open-world action-adventure with simulation elements. There are certain similarities in terms of look and feel between a well-known game, although they are very two different beasts. Here you play as Hugh, a youngish adult in the last remaining tribe of humans on the island of Albamere. Unlike more usual games of this type, you forever play as the underdog, as in Albamere, humans didn't rise to the top of the food chain. In order to survive and bring prosperity to your tribe, you'll need to set about the world to explore the many different biomes, each with different puzzles and secrets with which you can discover. The game comes also with an ever-evolving ecology. This means animals and other beasts develop and change over the course of the game. Likewise with the combat, this too sees your enemies evolve and develop according to your own playstyle, so adaptation and change to your fighting methods and tactics are needed the deeper you go. As expected, there's a full and interesting range of tools and other items you can build and create as you look to find yourself a new permanent home. At number 1, and while originally out on home computers about this time last year, Return of the Obra Dinn comes to consoles on October 18th. If you missed it last year and you're only able to buy one game this month, make it this one. It's really that good. The story revolves around the Obra Dinn, a ship having vanished 6 years ago with it having drifted back into port. It's your role to discover what happened to the crew members on board with the help of a timepiece that offers a view back into the past of the last few moments of the crew and passengers. It's with this you can piece together who the bones you find belong to, how they died, and if necessary, what or who killed them. While the cause of death is usually easy enough to see, an accident, murder, or something far stranger, the difficulty comes in piecing together the whole timeline behind each event. As you could expect, it's very clever, and one that made me feel also smart too when solving the puzzles and associated mysteries. I played this with a notebook and pen, which I found helpful to keep track of what was going on. There's also virtually no hand-holding. You're on your own here, and I can understand why some people have said in places it's too obtuse for its own good. Oh, I also love the visuals, which are clearly a throwback to early Mac type of games, and while minimal, works so well, as does the soundtrack with the little musical touches here and there. The voice acting is again of excellent quality and rounds up the overall package, and while it's a port, it deserves its place at the top of this indie game release showcase. And there we have it. Still to come this October on Get Indie Gaming, we have more reviews and my first piece to camera Q&A session, so if you have any questions, please let me know down in the comments. As always, many thanks for watching, and please why not gently click that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done already, and I look forward to seeing you all again here soon for more indie game videos.